Hey everyone, Jim T. Graham with RC Group back with Saul. Saul, how are you doing? You've been on the grass for 7, 8 days now. How long have you
Eight,
been at Nall in the fall?
8 days, Jim. I'm actually still here. It makes it look like I'm in the basement, but I'm really here at Triple Tree. Jim, the Null in the Fall was a ball. And we saw a mix of all kinds of planes doing tricks. It was just an absolute blast. It was great. A few more people this year from the compared to the years last. What makes the Null so wonderful is the fact that it's a little more laid back than excuse me. What makes the Null in the Fall so wonderful? A little more laid back than the May Null, which gives pilots a little more extra time to do some flying. The lines aren't quite as crowded. The weather is stunning. I'm going to tell you right now, folks, if you're
I
planning
bet.
looking for a fly in, is absolutely fantastic. Not hot, low winds. It was only the last 2 days where the winds were a bit on the high side, but it was fantastic. So it was really a lot of fun. And I see you've got a great looking B-52 there, Jim.
Now, I don't think I realized that this and KFC were related. That's KFC's airplane right there? Is that who
That's
built it?
absolutely correct. Yes, sir. He is the one that built it. Yes, sir. And he did an incredible job. And folks, we got a video. He does talk about it, and Jim's going to play it in just a second. And it was really something. He did an incredible job, and it was so funny. You know, they're currently building a 40-foot span B-36 in the in the restoration hangar at Triple Tree. And Pat Hartness is there. He's the gentleman standing on the right, and he had this inquisitive look on his face that maybe I need to rethink this. 3D printed parts and some fan fold foam.
Yes, yes. And so everyone, just so you know, Saul shot daily videos from the event that I then uploaded to RC groups in batches. And so I have days and days of event coverage coming out in all kinds of airplanes, from small foamies to giant scale planes. And we're going to briefly go over some of the videos today. And then I have an email that may go out tonight. We'll see how it goes, or in the morning. And all these videos will be pulled together in one place, so you can go check them out there. We're going to start out with KFC's B-52 just because it's so awesome, right?
Oh, it's stunning, Jim. Hi, friends. Welcome to the Plane Fun RC channel. I'm your host, Saul. We're here at Nall in the Fall 2025. Folks, I'm driving along. I see this amazing B-52 bomber. Folks, it's 3D printed formers, very, very thin pink foam. And it's being driven solely by two outrunner motors that you would use on a quadcopter. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Chatting with the gentleman, or hearing him actually in the chat, he was talking about it. It's so light, and he can actually thermal with it, which is really something. Whoop. Can actually thermal with it. Look at that. Look at that. It is just creeping along, folks. Wow. Oh, that's power off. Oh, check it out.
Wow.
That's great. With a plane that cool in and that smooth, I mean, what else are you going to call it? All right, friends, more to come. Folks, continue our coverage of this amazing.
So here, oh,
Tell us a little bit about this. What's the wingspan on this B-52?
9.5 feet.
9.5 feet. Now, talk to me about, well, it looks like you had 3D printed formers. Is that correct?
3D printed internal formers, foam in the back. It's a 3D printed collar for the nose. The nose rotates and slides off. I've got some 3D printed parts right here at the wing roots, and the spoilers are 3D printed, and the motor mounts.
And speaking of the motors, it's just two very, very small outrunner motors off of like a quadcopter. Is that correct?
Yeah, they're 6S drone motors, 7-inch, 5-pitch props.
So are you running a single 6S on both motors?
Single 6S motor, single 6S battery for both motors.
And what's the length on the fuse? What would you say?
8 feet something.
And all up weight with battery and everything.
8 pounds.
About 8 pounds. That's amazing. Crack open that nose for me, if you don't mind, so the folks at home can see what it's made of. We've got the 3D printed former. I see it right there. And then looking at the nose, now talk to me about the pink foam. Where'd you get it from?
Home Depot.
Wow. Now, what type of foam is that? I've never seen anything that thin except for what Flight Test sells normally.
It's 1/4-inch fan fold.
1/4-inch fan fold. That's amazing.
It comes in a big accordion kind of looking package, and I just get it at Home Depot. I buy a couple bundles at a time, and start cutting.
Fantastic. So we got spoilers for roll. We've got elevator, of course, for pitch, and rudder, of course, for yaw as well. And now, do you have thrust vectoring as well in the motors? No thrust vectoring at all.
No, the spoilers broke all the other mixes on the radio.
And you were saying this thing's so easy to fly. You like to play past the transmitter when you go to some of the fly-ins. Is that correct?
Every signature on this airplane is somebody who's flown it.
Wow, that's amazing. And now we got Pat Hartness on there as well, right over here, folks. Creator of Triple Tree. Fantastic. Well, my friend, KFC, thank you so very much. What a phenomenal plane. And have a great Nall.
You too.
All right, friends. More to come.
So cool.
Yeah, it really was. You know, that's the fun part of Nall. We talked about Flight Fest, the creativity that goes there, but you see that as well. You know, you do see the creativity that people bring to Nall, the diversity. You know, that's why when you look at the videos I shot, you've got really, really big planes, you've got really small planes, but it's that diversity. You know, and when you see someone like KFC, who, let's be honest, a B-52 is not an overnight project. You know, I don't care what material you're using, but he did this amazing thing, and it was such a great flyer. He really is an very inventive person. And I know I sent some pictures to you. I don't know if you had a chance to post them or not, or anything like. Oh, you do? Yeah, look at it right there. Yeah.
Big kudos to KFC. I had said, man, I wish we had a build thread on this, and he didn't really have one, but I came in this morning and he had uploaded all of his build photos. For those of you who are curious about how this whole thing went together in the thread, this is the kind of thread I love. You see an airplane that's awesome, and then you figure out how it was made.
That's exactly right. And he had a ton of pictures. So if someone out there wants to try to replicate that build, I believe you could do it. I don't think it would be that hard, really, when you look at it. If you're an ambitious person and you're good working with foam and fan fold, I think you could easily do it. And boy, you know, I that's something. That's something you'd see at Flight Fest. You wouldn't normally see it at Nall, but it was there, and it was great, and it was really inventive, very creative, and a stunning plane. Just fantastic. Just fantastic.
Very cool. Let me figure out how to jump. Hey, I just saw this picture. I want to say something. I don't usually say this when we do event coverage. That is Mike from American Pickers in my avatar. And Mike and his girlfriend got in a pretty terrible car wreck in one of his old cars. So if you got some free good thoughts, send them out there. I'm not sure how his girlfriend's doing. The last time I checked, she was still in the hospital. But good thoughts out there. Sorry, sidebar.
That's okay. I'm a big fan of the show. Believe it or not, the entire time I'm editing, you know what's on the TV? American Pickers. So I would start editing at about 7, wouldn't stop until midnight or even 2 a.m. American Pickers the entire time.
Well, I'll tell a side story, which is maybe what I'm good for these days. Used to have a RV that I worked out of when I had Billy Hell RC and made 3D planes. And one day a guy came over, a friend of mine, and he said, hey, you should meet this guy. And so a guy walked in and I offered him a beer and we sat in the Hell Wagon. I was working on the website. And I realized years later that was Mike from American Pickers. And he was telling me about this TV show idea he had.
Right.
And I had no idea that was Mike. He lives in Leaper. I was in Leaper's Fork, and that's where he lives now. And so whenever we had my event, he would always come down and fly with us or hang out with us and just see what was up.
Well, quick story. Let me add to that sidebar for a moment. So I had to I had to go out to Iowa for business, and I went and got to see the store out there. You know, it's a wonderful little town. It was interesting. You know, I think the store would have a lot of these antiques, but the lady said no. She goes, as fast as we get them, they're gone because they're on TV. Yeah, so it's mostly a lot of T-shirts and merch and stuff like that, and some of the items that he got from these finds and just kept. But for the most part, he says they just can't keep the stuff in once it's on the show, it's gone. Someone's already purchased it, you know. But anyway, let's do this. Let's see if we can find. I really would like to go to Tim. Now I think you have to forgive me. Extreme Flight. We're looking
I'm gonna go to day 1. Let's see how my memory works.
Day 1. Okay, all right. Let's see. We'll look towards day 1. Now we do. You know what's on day 1? I think we've got the Chipmunk. Let's start with that one because I want to talk about him because he's just really good. He should be on day 1.
Whoops,
if not, then it's probably might be on day 2. Forgive us, folks. I shot so many videos, we have to scour through them to find them.
There's so many videos. I'm going to do a whole email with just these videos in them, and I don't know the last time I did it. So we're going to go check that out. This crash.
Yeah, we'll take a look. We'll talk about that.
And it's
going to be the Chipmunk. It might be, on this one. If you
well, let's go take a look at the crash just to fill in the gaps here.
That sounds good. We'll do that one. So this, okay.
You want me to let the sound roll?
Yeah, that's fine.
Welcome to the Plane Fun RC channel. I'm your host, Saul. We're here at Nall in the fall 2025. Folks, I was getting set up here on the electric line. Saw this wonderful BAE 146. Yes, 3D printed. Look at the size of the thing in relation to the pilot right there. Sir, tell us a little bit about the plane. What plans did you wind up using to print the plane?
I just bought the files from some guy in Bulgaria or somewhere over there.
Mm-hmm.
I printed it out, put in the recommended motors and everything, and here we are.
And what size motors is it using?
270 millimeter EDF.
Just 270 millimeters. That's fantastic. What a great looking plane. So original, so unique, and lots of room in there. You can see that, folks. Look down in there with the battery and everything. Lots of room. We're in for a special treat. All right, sir. Good luck on that first flight.
Thank you.
All right, now.
So pause it for 1 second.
Continue our coverage here.
Okay. He was nervous. He was really nervous. I mean, he's an experienced pilot. I've seen him fly before many times. But for some reason, he was just really nervous about this one. So
I need to interrupt you and say he didn't seem very nervous. How much more laid back could you be? Are we ready to hit the button?
Yes, sir. Go right ahead. Go ahead.
All right. Here we go.
46, BAE, I think, BA 146. He's getting ready to go up. This will be a first maiden flight. 3D printed. Great looking airplane. We're real excited to see this go up. So sit back, relax, and enjoy your flight. Nervous in the service, and I get it. First flight jitters. All part of flying.
Take it off.
All right. Awesome. Look at that. What? Oh.
So
I'm going to call that spectacular.
That's right. He was really cool. He says, Saul, I got a picture. Can I send it to you? I said, sure. Go right ahead, because he had taken a picture after it hit. It was, if you watch the video really closely, just before it goes in, or just before when it's making the turn, something popped off of there.
Yes,
I don't know what popped off. I thought maybe it was the canopy. I couldn't tell. But whatever that was that popped off of there, that's when it rolled and went right in. Such a shame, because I was like, this is really cool, because you see 3D printed airplanes. I've seen them before, and they're pretty good size, but not like that. And I've never seen that one before. I thought that is really cool. That is just too cool for school. The only other company that made a BAE 46 was Robbe, ROBBE. That was back in, had to be like 92, 93, 1992, 93. So at first I thought that's what it was. And then he said it's 3D printed. I was like, wow, that's really cool. So I was sorry to see it go.
CG was off because his front tires kept wheeling off the ground before he even left. But it seemed to take off fine.
Yeah, it seemed to be all right, in that respect. But yeah, I think he said in the end it had something to do with the ailerons, So
okay.
But anyway, let's see what we got. Let's see what else we've got there on that day.
Go to day 3 and see what we find.
Yeah, it sounds good.
So we are looking for a Chipmunk.
Yeah. So actually, you know what? Do me a favor. Let's do one thing. Go back up to that T28 just for 1 second, if you wouldn't mind. I want to touch on the T20 before we do the Chipmunk. Just scroll up just a tiny bit. So, this company Top RC, before you hit play, here, I'll tell you what. Well, let me just say this real quick. So one of the things I've noticed is Top RC is really becoming an emerging company. We're seeing a lot of people start gravitating towards their planes, and their warbirds are really good quality, not just here at Nall, at many of the other fly-ins, and they're a really good quality. And this really impressed me because you could see it in that thumbnail just how big it was. I mean, this thing is if you're a fan of the e-flite T-28s, whether it be the smaller version or the Carbon Z version, whatever it might be, then this is the plane for you, because this thing is just awesome. It really is. I mean, just the size, the fact you could drop a radial in that thing, the room inside this thing, you could put a small child inside of it, but the landing gear comes with everything. So that's what's so impressive. Go ahead, Jim. I'll let you do your thing
I'm
there.
fairly certain Legend Hobby carries Top RC.
Yeah, I think they do. Oh, sorry.
I hit the echo button. Here we go.
This is the next step for you right here. I mean, that thing is huge. He's got a 210cc 5-cylinder radial in there. Just gorgeous. And I've been wanting to shoot this all along. I do believe the pilot said he's a little nervous, but we'll see what happens as we go along. Shaking in the knees, maybe. We don't know. We'll have to see. Hopefully that's not the case. We don't want a nervous pilot going up. Never a good thing, but we'll see what happens. So folks, sit back, relax, throw on your oxygen mask. Tray table's upright position, no smoking sign is on, and enjoy the flight. All composite, by the way, folks. Beautiful, just gorgeous. You gotta really step over that tail to clear it. It's so tall. Oh my goodness, look at that, folks. It's a nervous pilot. Look at the knees shake right there. I see those knees shaking. Oh my goodness, somebody get some Xanax quickly to calm this man down.
Jim, hit pause for 1 second. So he says to me, he says, Saul, how about I shake my knees and seem like I'm really nervous? I said, please, yes, shake those knees.
That's good.
We're in for a special treat, folks. This is really cool. I wish you could see just how big this thing is. Here we go.
It seems odd to think that an airplane you've seen 3,000 times in a foamy format would look so awesome in a giant scale format. You just wouldn't think it would look that different, but it really does.
Well, it's interesting. I got to thinking about this. I said, has there ever been anything that big ever? And I got to say, no. I mean, the closest thing that was ever done was during Top Gun. I forget the gentleman's name. I can see his face. Might be Letourneau, maybe. I think that was his name.
Yeah.
And he did but it was the later version when Beechcraft had their version. I think the T-34C, if I remember correctly, yellow. That was huge. That was actually bigger than this. But in terms of an ARF, that's the biggest I've ever seen. I mean, that's really like you can still fit it in your minivan. I don't want to intimidate anybody if they're thinking about if they're on the fence about getting it. But that thing is great. And as you said, Jim, Legend Hobby's got it, and that's such a great place to go to get it. But yeah, it's a and they have different colors too. I do know that. But yeah, it's just I got to be honest. I mean, I have a T34 or T28 Carbon Z, and it's a great flyer. And anyone that's ever flown them, they're still very popular with e-flite. So I mean, if you're someone that's looking to step it up, there's a great way to go.
They're
So
not a
really fun
trainer for
airplane.
nothing. And on the
That's
landing
exactly
gear,
right.
it looks like they're on their tippy toes. It's just
Very
straight up
tall.
tall.
Yes, yeah. The landing gear that you see there, that comes with the plane, which I thought was really nice, and it was very nicely done. So I'd recommend this one if someone's looking for a big T28. Go to Legend Hobby, check it out. You're gonna love it. You're gonna absolutely love it.
Looks like it's going to rain. Here we go.
No, it was a cloud. Actually, it was really great that it was cloudy the whole week because the sun would be in your eyes on the
Ah,
main line. So by having those clouds there, it was perfect. It really, most guys would not fly, or most pilots, excuse me, would not fly until sometimes 3 o'clock, maybe four, especially five when the sun is really behind you. But because of those clouds, it worked out really well. So the Chipmunk. Let's do this. This I was really excited to shoot. I'll let you hit pause for 1 second. Oh, okay, we got commercials. Okay. All right, well, that's going. So this I was really excited to shoot because this is the latest offering from Extreme Flight. And, I got to be on full disclosure. Anytime I ever shot any of their new stuff, it always gets a lot of views. But the main reason I like shooting them is Tim, who is their general manager, is just a phenomenal pilot. And one of the things that we did, I think it was on the very last day, is he took out his teacup. We were just him and I standing on the line. He was flying, and he's got this really unique style of flying where it's like if Kike Somanzini and Jace the Ace Tucia had a baby, it would be Tim. Meaning you have that very precise 3D style that Kike has, mixed with a bit of the manic style that
aggression.
Jace has. Yeah, the aggressive. But Tim said his inspiration, there's a pilot in Germany, some folks may have heard him, Gernot Bruckmann. And
Oh, yeah.
Gernot Bruckmann, if you've had a chance to see him fly, if you haven't, folks, you can look him up. Bruckman. You can look him up on YouTube. He is incredible. He takes a 65% scale Bill Hempel triplane with an 800cc radial engine and flies that thing like it's a foamy. And he just has this really very it's just it's precise. It's not quite manic. It rides that line, and that's Tim. And because of that, when he flies these planes that Extreme Flight makes, it really a lot of people get really interested, and you could see it anytime I've ever seen it, not just at the show, but even online, because they're like, I want it, I want to get it. And it's because of
All
him. And
right.
then, yeah, so he's really, really good. And I'll show you what I mean to when we get to the teacup on floats. But if you want to go ahead and do this one real quick.
All right. Let's hit it.
Idea is, so this isn't correct. Again, this is a prototype. We test different wings, the different stabs. We try to make it easier. The CG, because we want it to be a little bit more agile, but really for the sport flyer, his batteries will probably end up here right over the tube. It's pretty straightforward, simple setup. We're running, the JR11 BPX. It's basically a bus, no gyro, nothing like that. It's voltage in and it's power out. It's very straightforward.
Oops. Hold on.
but you can see. I mean, that's a general, general style. He gets a little more aggressive with the teacup, but it's a real joy. And what's really interesting, what I really like about what Extreme Flight does is, and I see this, I'm seeing it, at the field, and you can. Even though their planes are fully 3D capable, what's really neat is that you could take someone that maybe is looking for a scale plane that just does aerobatics but doesn't do 3D, and they'll do it. And you see a lot more of that with their planes, even though they're 3D capable, which is really nice. So if we go, you have to forgive me. I forgot which day the T Cub is on floats. It might have been day 5 maybe, or something like that. I'm sorry, forgive me. I should have made note of that. But anyway,
Let's do this. Let's
go ahead.
look at this water plane.
Yeah, sure.
Where you this isn't the one that crashed, right? We're
No.
talking with the guy. No, this is a different one.
No, yeah. There weren't any this year. There weren't any water crashes. There really weren't any water. Well, if there were, then I didn't get a chance to catch them. But
that was just a tail tip.
Yeah, that was just a tail tip right there.
Not a tail tip.
I tell you what, let's do this. If we're on, let me see what day we're on here. Let's give it a second to load. We can see what fun things are in the day 7. Okay, so you gotta go. You gotta go with the funniest flight. Okay, let's go with the funniest flight. Okay.
What? Hold on, everybody.
Oh, okay. Well, that didn't work.
Oh, it's day. Hi friends, welcome to the Plane Fun RC channel. I'm your host Saul. I'm having a ball at Nall in the fall. It's day 7. I'm in plane heaven because we're on the greatest venue in the world. We have got the HobbyZone AeroScout that's here. Folks, it's a perfect trainer plane, but watch the way Mark flies it. If you're an experienced pilot, you can fly the hell out of these things. So folks, sit back, relax, enjoy the flight.
So my wife will say, you got to get rid of some of these planes. And this plane has made the cut every time. It's great for a beginner. And then I realized immediately that you could fly it like this if you really wanted to.
Yeah, that's what's so crazy is when you're thinking beginner and electric,
Right.
I mean, they're never made to fly that aggressive or anything like that. But you take that thing out of safe and you can fly the hell out of that thing. And you'd think he was flying with a 4S. He wasn't. He was flying with a 3S LiPo. That's all he was using in that thing. And it was crazy, And then so I told him, so I'll tell you what, if you skip ahead, I think it's the last 2 minutes or so where he tries to throw the plane in a funny way. And I'll give you a backstory behind that.
So the nose gear on these, sometimes you have to reinforce if they don't. Let me say this. If you're a beginner, you can put this on the right setting and let go of the controls and it'll land itself, basically. Mm-hmm. I've got a video of it.
Yeah, that's very true. So I tell you what, pause for one quick second. So before you go there, so I told him, I said, hey, Mark, I saw this great video. This guy takes the plane, he turns it upside down and it faces him and then he throws it, right? So Mark decides to give it a try. Keep in mind, I had no idea how it was done. I just saw the guy holding it upside down like this, right. And that was it. I said, "Oh, here's an opportunity. Here's an individual that's willing to take me up on the challenge." So
he went ahead to be a gyro thing. Yeah. All right. Here we go.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm gonna hit the audio.
Oh, okay, well, that didn't work. Maybe the motor needs to be on. I don't know. Now he's determined. Here we go. There it goes. He did it. Hey! That's great.
Well, now he can put that in his lineup.
Okay, hold on one sec. Wait, let it play for 1 sec.
Okay.
More to come. Oh my God.
Man, that really inspires me to want to go fly that airplane, you know?
Exactly. It looks like it looks like a lot of fun, and it is a lot of fun. That's the great thing about it. It was really the funniest flight. I was cramping up. I was laughing so hard, you know.
And if you break it, you can go buy another one, you know, and then you'll have
Yes.
two and you can mix
Yes.
and match the parts.
And what's so crazy, it's got this little motor, a little tiny outrunner motor on the back of the thing, and it's just amazing. I tell you, I had seen it and I thought, oh, it's kind of a throwback to, one of the old trainer and fly real fast. But I was like, wow, that looks like something you just take to the field and just have a blast with,
It's
a
great
lot
for
of fun.
FPV because it has a
Yes,
great gyro on it.
yes,
I don't know if you were around in the Hobby Lobby days,
oh yeah,
but we used to have the Wingo races at Ceph,
yes.
and this reminds me of the Wingo so much.
Yellow fuselage, blue wing, right?
Right.
Yeah.
This one's a little bit different. Then China came around and kind of knocked off the Wingo, and there was, I forget what that was called, but it was that was all plastic. That was a
Yeah.
great airplane too. This design seems to always produce great flying planes.
Yeah, yeah, and it's a really good trade. For someone who's watching this, want to get into the hobby, that's a great one to go with.
Fly Dragon, Fly Dragon. Look, it was in my
Yes,
brain and it came out.
yes, I remember those.
That was the great part about working at Hobby Lobby is you always got your hands on the newest stuff. Everyone, if you're looking for this on RC Groups, and then I'll show you how to find it on YouTube as well. Just go over here to this main circle. This is where all my main stories live. This is a very interesting thing I just posted today. But all the event coverage is here on the left. I just moved it all into the flight event section of the site. But Saul, whenever I post something that someone's created, I always am thinking about how I'm promoting them. And I always have to remind myself that every video is a promotion for you because it takes them right to your YouTube channel. So if you want to look at all of Saul's stuff, all you have to do is go right here, Plain Fun RC, and then you can visit Saul's channel when you're watching one of the videos.
Yep.
So that's how you can go check out all of Saul's videos that he's had from shows and shows and shows and shows.
Yeah, it was a great show. Did you want to look at some more, or because?
I think we're capping out at our time frame here.
Okay, all right, that sounds good. That sounds good. Well, Jim, I tell you something. Let me just say one last thing to the folks that are watching. Folks, seriously, plan on going to Nall in the fall. I think you're going to really enjoy it a great deal for next year. It's a lot of fun. It really is a lot of fun. If you can't make it to the fall, then definitely make it to the Nall in May. It's a great venue, and don't forget next year in April, for the first time ever at Triple Tree, they're going to have Aces of Aces, and that is Top Gun. So if you are familiar with the hobby, Top Gun is the premier scale event, and they're going to have it there. There is no better venue to have it, and I would encourage everyone, spectators, head on out there. I think that is going to be absolutely spectacular and to see, and I'm definitely going to be there because I have always wanted to attend, and that's an event. If you're not familiar with Top Gun, I'll say this: it's an event that's been going on since the '80s. So it's been around a very long time.
I've seen
Very
the
long
shirt.
time.
Yes, I've seen the shirt that went with that event a long time ago.
Yep. Jim, thank you, my friend. It's always a pleasure. Always love doing it. So much fun.
I appreciate you and all the work you do for the hobby and getting all those good airplanes out there to everyone. So stay tuned, everyone. I'm sure there are more shows coming up. And like I said, there's an email going out with all these videos in them. They'll also be in RC Groups as well and on Saul's channel.
Yep. Thank you, everybody. Bye, everyone. Have a good evening.
Bye, everybody.